Ja, oder?
Good afternoon, everybody. G'day, folks. How's it going? It's good to be here. It's a long trip from Australia, and it's been worth it already. My name's Steve Royle from Rumi, My Medical Affairs, whichever one it is today, and I'd like to welcome you to what promises to be an immersive session with an experimental twist. Would that be fair to say? However, as some of you may be thinking about it, the last session before lunch. Now, for those of you who have rumbly tummies and considering ducking out to hit the buffet early, do so at your own peril, because there's going to be an exceptional resource developed by the panellists up here just for the next Pharma Summit. It's going to provide you with immense value when it comes to understanding social media and pharma at the end of the session. So do stick around. Now, the title of this particular panel is Why Does Pharma Need Social Media for CX Brand Reputation? And to discuss this, I'd like to invite the panellists to introduce themselves quickly, and we'll go on from there. Starting with Robert.
Yeah, hi. Happy to do so. My name is Robert. I'm in Grünenthal and leading the DACH cluster, and really looking forward for our discussion, but also having a lot of inspired sessions this morning and looking forward for the next 2 days, and happy to join you, and especially Nico.
Yeah, happy to be here as well. I'm Nico. I used to work at Roche for a few years, and there I basically bumped into social media because I was the youngest person in the room, and everybody went like, well, you're the logical decision, so there we go. And I'm a Marketeer by heart, so I'm looking forward to that discussion as well.
Wonderful. Now, well, you might recognise we are 3 white males. However, there is some diversity up here amongst us, at least in the social media space. 2 of us were well entrenched in our careers when we were introduced to social media, and one of us was basically born into it. See if you can guess who it is. Robert and I both expect it'll be a difficult task. But social media, it was really once taboo when it first came in. It was a swear word, and a bad swear word. You just didn't say it. However, fortunately, common sense has prevailed, and now as an industry, we're collectively starting to realise the positive impact it can have on all sorts of fronts for our industry. So, leaning into that, let's talk about the impact. So the first question, how has social media transformed the way that HCPs and patients interact with pharmaceutical brands and companies?
I guess the easiest answer to that is not saying it, but showing it. So maybe just one quick question. Who in this room joins social media at least once a week? Hands up. Be honest. Like, one simple trick in marketing is be where your customers are, right? And that's just a fact. So we can still believe that HCPs don't use social media, fine. In Germany, I think the average HCP is 50 years old. And in the segment from 50 to 65 years, 35% of all people in Germany use social media. So unless HCPs are some sort of superheroes or so, they will most likely use social media as well. So,
right.
Yeah, of course. And I think in our daily business, you asked once a week, right? I think we are using it every hour. Every hour. But however, and that's what also our people doing, our customers are doing, and our patients are doing. So it's increasing, and week by week, it's getting more. And that's why we can't be an industry which is only related to our reps or to our other marketing activities. We need social media to be successful.
Yeah. I recall in the prep call we were talking about there's some misconceptions even around what social media is and the skill sets required for social media compared to, say, just typical digital marketing and things like that. Did you want to maybe speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, if I could mention you as an example, I don't know who saw Robert's post about a job offering you had. Like, if you did this 10 years ago in a reel on social media, it would have been perceived as highly unprofessional. I suppose it was highly successful just by looking at the likes. And that is, there needs to be a change in mindset. You need different capabilities, because you can't we're always talking about formats, contents, channels. Look, you can't just take a web page, digest it, and then push it through social media and expect wonders. As I said, on social media, you have a platform which is used by everyone. The thing is just, if you use it right, you're in Germany you would say, among a lot of blind people, if you're the only one who can see, you have an advantage. And if you have the right capabilities, you're definitely going to deliver impact to your business.
Yeah, you mentioned my post, so it was not to the HCPs, it was more to your audience. So I was searching for a head of commercial excellence, and we did it via LinkedIn, and Nico asked me how successful it was. It was incredibly successful. I'm not sure if headhunters are here in the room, but LinkedIn is a source. It's great, yeah. And I really worked a lot in the last couple of weeks to review the profiles, but it was a new way. It was without headhunters, and we achieved it. So the position is closed. I'm not doing advertising for the role, but it's incredible how it works. And I had last week the opportunity to attend the German Society of Pain, and we are sponsor of the Scientific Pain Award for young professionals. And it was incredible. We also did a LinkedIn post how many customers or interact with me and with the company and my colleagues about this post, say thank you, talked about the research, etc. So it's not only a wish, it's really a reality that social media works. The question is always how we can learn with it, how we can train our sales teams, key account managers, however we call them, because I think that's the biggest booster we can have in our industry, because from marketeers like Nico, it's always easy, but I think the rest of our teams have to grow. Yeah?
Run along with it. It's an interesting point, but it's quite a nice segue into the next question, which is delving into the practical aspects of using social media in general within our industry. So let's speak, the earlier fishbowl segment was really good, talking about the challenges as well as the opportunities.
Chairs, yeah.
We should invite some people up, I'll hang my hat up. But what are some of the challenges and opportunities in leveraging social media for patient and more so HCP engagement for education?
As I said before, I think the biggest challenge is to use it and to know how to use it at its best. And you said it earlier, so the two of us are not grown up with social media. So Nico it is.
Oh,
so
he gave it away.
For him, everything is natural. We have to learn it. And when I can just speak openly here. We are one room and one open discussion. When I'm talking about my sales team, I'm talking about a team of, I don't know, average 52 years. And they are also not grown up with social media. So we have to trigger them. We have to introduce them like we are doing it with AI today. So we have to do it with social media with them. And this is maybe one of the challenges because customers are in. So there is no discussion about it.
To add up on that, I think the funny thing is, like, a salesperson who has been around for 30 years has an incredibly strong brand. So if this person joins social media, that creates a huge impact because it's just another platform. It basically boosts the personal brand, right? If I join social media, like, who cares? I've been around for 2 years, nobody knows me. So I agree that basically for me, like, all the technical stuff is easier, but honestly, like, the first step, this hurdle to can I really post a, I don't know, picture from vacation? I'm reading this book. The insights might be interesting for anyone else. You don't know. You need to dare to try. And I think that doesn't matter which age you are, basically. You need to dare to try out and fail and learn and so on. That's what we always say in these digital conferences, right? And on social media, the thing is just the world is watching. Yep. So that might be a bit weird, but actually all the analytics help you to understand, okay, what, and funny enough with like vacation posts, you would post those and then always some part of people comes along like, man, nobody's interested in that. And I'm like, okay, so if you saw this post, probably the algorithm thinks you find it interesting, and apparently you even read it. So how do you say it's not interesting for you if you actually went through it to read it? That's a bit like I think the strongest hurdle you have, this mindset, and actually just, try it out because the world is watching.
Yeah.
But I liked from our conversation before in the break, how you engage with your reps during the last Congress to do a competition. And I think that's maybe one of the keys you bring in your company, that we need competition in social media like you did today. So follow Nico on LinkedIn to see what's in there.
Yeah, so it seems like there's some really good opportunities to engage the field force and sales teams to be more visible and leverage their credibility in real life into the digital space via the social media channels. Let's talk about another opportunity in theme with the Congress. And would anyone like to take a stab at how AI is impacting the way that we're working with social media and collecting information, posting information, consuming, creating?
I mean, we just saw that in like literally every presentation. Content creation is easier than ever. Now, I don't need a design background to actually do a nice post for LinkedIn. Does that mean that I can just pull out 100 ChatGPT created images, post it on LinkedIn, and then I'm a viral superstar? No, algorithms also understand, hey, humans like human content, so use AI smart, let it review your stuff. What I typically do with like provocative posts is, okay, is this too far? I just prompt ChatGPT like, okay, so now you're Pharma CEO in my company, your employee is posting this. What would possibly be angles you would be mad at that person? And then you get a list of, okay, this is how other people could perceive this, and then you can still decide, am I still doing it or am I adapting it a little?
Introducing a bit of risk management into your posting.
Basically.
That's clever.
Yeah, I think that's there is no yes or no. It's a clear yes. So we have to use it, we have to learn it, and we have to use it smart. And smart is, I think, a great recommendation from you, Nico, to use to test it before, etc. But I think as more it comes from us, it's easier and it's more interesting for our customers. If we are talking about sales reps, key account managers. I think AI will not be the interesting thing for our customers. It will be more the what I have to tell you, what I did for you. And I think this will also be the way how we have to learn it. But there is no question using AI or not. It makes our life easier.
I think everyone's in a unanimous agreement on that one for sure. The time's getting away from us. One of the most important things in the whole digital space, whether it be social media or any sort of platform channel, is using leveraging the data and using it to draw insights and things like that. So let's close out the session by focusing on the data and what it means, and how can companies or brands measure the effectiveness of social media efforts in terms of the customer experience and reputation. You touched on views, likes, but what can you speak to that a little bit?
I would have two quick examples. So first one, no-brainer. We published some A/B testing results on LinkedIn as well about patient engagement campaign, tried different visuals, slogans, and so on. And there was no marketing message in there. It was just like, hey, we did this. These are the insights. Then at a congress, an HCP I didn't know, but my colleagues did, approached me proactively, was like, hey, I saw that. So what was the result of that testing? I didn't see that. Could you elaborate on that? Like, yeah, sure, why not? And so an HCP proactively approached me because I shared some insights on LinkedIn. I guess I don't know how to put that in financial terms, but I know I have a gut feeling it's a good result. And on the other hand, like everything you do in social media, you can track everything from awareness, impressions, views, whatsoever, to video, watch-throughs, and so on. This is actually the El Dorado of data and tracking, and you can react on those real-time insights from your customers. So
I find it so interesting, the social media space, where you can, I mean, measuring is one thing, but just measuring the impact coming out of those metrics is another. Like, for example, you could invest an enormous amount of time developing an amazing bit of content on LinkedIn with some real gold in there. And then someone else will post a photo of themselves out on holiday somewhere on LinkedIn for some reason, and it'll have 200 clicks or views and things like that. So the metrics don't often reveal what impact you may be having as well, so it's hard.
But I think what we also have to do is to have for each activity we are doing on social media a very clear target. Because Is it clicks? Is it the result that we find, I don't know, a new comic set? Is it how much interactions we will have with our customers? How often this article will be seen? I think it's too easy to say this is the KPI for social media. I think it's more we need dedicated resources to define for what activity we want to measure, because we can measure everything, we can measure so much, that this is also sometimes the challenge for the marketeers, but also for me as a decider. Is this the right way we are doing? Because what we can do with these numbers. Yeah?
Sounds like it'd be a really wonderful thing to have a resource, like a checklist on how to manage pharmaceutical social media campaigns.
If that exists, I don't know.
Well, if, for those of you who have stuck around to that point, we'd like to invite the team to put the QR code up on board now. The gentlemen to your right have invested time developing a checklist for pharma social media campaigns. Quite an exhaustive one, but yeah, the idea is take a look at it. If you have any questions, keep the conversation going and connect with Nico and Robert on LinkedIn and dive into the discussion as deep as you need to. Now, Nico, before we go, there was also an experimental element to this particular session. Would you like to finish up by talking about it?
In a few sentences. So maybe you realized we posted this starter kit an hour ago, and we always ask ourselves, is human interaction better than digital or not? Well, actually, in that case, I can tell you that more than 300 accounts actually looked at that post during these sessions. So if you ask yourself, does social media have an impact? Well, regarding the awareness or the visibility, apparently, because even though we're on stage here, I have people in this room engaging with our post instead. Are we mad? No, that's just how marketing works. You need to be where your customers are.
A very real and lifetime example. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in thanking our panellists in this fireside chat, Nico and Robert.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Well done.
Good job.
Very good.